infer that maybe they got some helpful stuff.
Yeah.
But in any event, I mean, across the Middle East, across the Muslim world, the torture, the difference, though, of course, the torture has been of their own people. It hasn't been generally people they've abducted or taken off a battlefield and then tortured. It's their own people, and it's been horrific. Like Egypt, under Mubarak, our former buddy and ally, the Egyptian Human Rights Organization said he tortured hundreds, and 167 people died during this torture.
And ironically, you point out that Saddam's torture of prisoners is one of the reasons, of course, the Bush administration gave for our need to remove him.
Is that remarkable?
Ironically.
Think about that now, because they didn't show us, WMD lie, that was the big selling point. But part of the pitch, the lesser print is like, and by the way, Saddam has tortured his own people. He gassed his own people, and he tortured his own people. And he did torture his own people.
Yeah, we need to remove him so we can start torturing them. Yeah, exactly.
Right. We're much better. We're going to, so, and of course, I didn't get to this in my article because of word length limits, but, we outsourced torture. We had the Syrians who were now fighting with torture people for us. We had the Egyptians torture people for us. Some of the torture that we talk about the CIA did was actually outsourced to other Arabs to do it. So the idea, and also don't forget, like Abu Ghraib came up 10 years ago and we knew about. So the people in the Muslim world were fully aware their leaders do torture, and doing torture of people that you suspect of crimes, or to them is not shocking. Frankly, that was not it. That was not going to be it. To me, my fear, and there could have been riots, if what came out in the report was that Islam was involved in the torture.
Well, desecrating the Quran, you were saying historically that's what they've reacted to is desecrating Islam.
Right. That would have been different. If it came out in the report and they showed them urinating Qurans or beating...
Find their way anywhere in all this dark fog and snow. Nobody, that is, except...
Stephinaie Miller.
Once more, the happiness of all the world's children depends on you.
Ooh, well, they are screwed, the little germ wagons. All right, 34 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH1, to the phone number. Comedian Jason Stewart.
Comedian and actor.
Yes. He created and stars in his own web series entitled Mentor.
Yes.
Explain to us what that is.
Well,
Baywatch babe Alexandra Paul, who I have interviewed and his delightful, is on it.
Yes, and she is probably the sweetest, nicest person that you'd ever meet in your entire life.
It is infuriating.
You cannot be her friend if you don't learn to recycle, and recycling is a whole emotional thing with the compost and the thing and what's plastic and what isn't. And she's the greatest person. In the show, she plays the meanest version of herself that you've ever seen. It's hysterical.
That's awesome. Love that.
And this really cute, lovely newbie named Paul Elia, who I thought was gay when I first met him because he came on to me. The show is sort of like Louis C.K. meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's very funny, but it's also dramatic. And we all play ourselves.
Wow.
And I show more about myself than I really should.
Yes.
I overshare just a lot. And it's really a good series. It's 6 episodes. It's on a new channel called Gay Direct. But all you have to do is go to jasonstewart.com, STUART.
And we have a link up at StephanieMiller.com and up on
that is so helpful.
Up on our Facebook page.
And
I am so helpful.
Thank you. And who else is on? Bobby Slayton does a little cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
A wonderful character actress. Lee Garlington is in it. Terry Ray from Here On Out is in it. Mitch Hara is in it, who's so funny. We have some really, really great stuff. And I wish you would have been in it, honestly.
I wasn't asked.
The second season, you will
be. Okay.
I would love that. We needed a celebrity person. One that's being followed.
Celebrity-ish.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to Sundance.
Oh, good.
I'm in the Duplass. Is that how you say their names? Jay and Mark Duplass, the guys that do all the great films and act, direct, write, produce.
Everything.
They're who I want to be when I grow up.
Okay.
And I'm in a new film called Tangerine that's going there. And
awesome.
It's the second year in a row I'm going to Sundance. I feel so lucky. Sundance, for those at home,
you're fancy.
Is probably one of the biggest. It's Robert Redford's big film festival.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
And last year I went with Love is Strange, and I got to work with John Lithgow and Alfred Molina and Marissa Tomei.
You're too fabulous to be in my basement.
Yes.
Yeah,
really
why are you here?
You sort of look like you could be Marissa Tomei's sister.
Thank you. Pat in Winchester, you're on with Jason. Hello, Pat.
Hi, how are you?
Good, go ahead.
How are you?
I am
God, I love her voice.
Regarding the movie industry,
Yes.
karma is something else. The email that was sent out, they laughed about it, and it was a racist and degrading email. And then they kind of laughed, so we're going to put...
You mean the one about the president?
About the president.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat, they didn't laugh. Believe me, people are so apologizing like crazy. They're humiliated.
Well, you know what? They should have never have sent it out.
Oh, of course. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
People do things, and the next thing you know, they apologize for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they said about Angelina
Jolie.
No, let's repeat the marginally
Well, you know,
talented. I guess when you win an Oscar and a Golden Globe and you directed movies and you're married to Brad Pitt and I don't know about marginally. Whatever she's doing, I want to be that margin.
Yes. It reminded me of just so like high school, so like Mean Girls, kind of just like.
Because I think Pat, when I discussed it with a really big manager last night. We had dinner. I won't say his name, but he was telling me the context of the thing and how they were joking and making and who Amy Pascal is and what kind of sense of humor she has. And this is a woman who's
send that in an email. And see,
I agree with you.
That's my thing. We have to look at this. This earth's been around a long time. And what I'm about to say is that white people feel that they're entitled to everything. Now, if a movie was made about Jews in a comedy way, I think Jews are very upset because they own basically and run the business. We have to look at what other people feel. I wouldn't want to go see a movie that's going to plot, even if it is a comedy, about killing our president. I mean, I don't see the humor in that. We have to look at their feelings. Now, should they have pulled the movie? I don't know. But we need to stop thinking that we are in.
Yeah, and we clearly need to stop. We need to stop thinking that race is not a problem. I have to admit, I was a little shocked.
I was
Hollywood liberals that would
Yeah.
make jokes like that. And Pat, I was saying, I don't know if you saw the president and first lady opened up about their experience with racial profiling, and it really is shocking. Michelle said, I think people forget we've lived in the White House for 6 years. Before that, Barack Obama was a black man that lived on the south side of Chicago, who had his share of trouble catching a cab. And then he specifically mentioned, she's mentioned an incident where the president was asked to go get coffee while he was attending a black tie dinner.
Yeah.
Not while he was president.
Oh, please.
Obviously.
What about the whole thing with that senator? I can't remember her name, who pointed at him in such a disrespectful way.
No, governor.
Governor, rather. Yes. I just think there is no president that has been treated so disrespectfully ever since Clinton.
Right.
He was almost black.
But this is, there was another piece quoted from 2008 in the Wall Street Journal. Susan Davis recalled a 2003 party, this is not 1,000 years ago, that she attended with Obama when another guest told her that he had asked Obama to go fetch him a drink.
Yeah.
This is like... Obama and the president said there's no black male my age who's a professional who hasn't come out of a restaurant and is waiting for their car and somebody didn't hand them their car keys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, this is not a thing of like the distant past.
No, and Chris Rock recently was interviewed by the Hollywood Reporter and did a whole piece about racism in Hollywood, which doesn't mean that people don't get hired. It means people get hired, but they're not treated in the same fashion, and it's still not equal. And people don't realize. And the same thing for openly gay people. I mean, I waited until I was in my 30s to come out.
Yeah,
honestly,
me too.
Because I was frightened.
No, I was. How old was I, Chris? I was older than that, but anyway, yes.
And why? Because it's
about 4 years ago that you came out?
I guess.
I think so.
It is scary because you don't know whether you're going to lose your stature or your place, and then you start to then you start to have such incredible shame about it too.
Right.
I mean, I would guess after a while, not being able to being supportive of your brothers and sisters who are openly gay, and I just the way I feel about it is that we are all in one room.
Yeah.
I'm not a person by myself on this.
That's Shelley Wright, our friend, who's my gay whisperer, but that's what she said. That's why it's incumbent on those of us who can hide not to. Because she said some people have never been able to hide in their lives because they fit a certain stereotype, I guess, but it's...
And also because I feel very strongly about this, also because, I mean, I think that as a group of people, we're all so different. They're completely different. And I'm here for you and you are here for me. And the people that are in the closet now, and I hate to say this, they're hurting this and hurting themselves because the shame is so bad. And for somebody who, I've been in the closet, I've been sort of on the teeter, and I've been completely out. So I've done all three.
Right.
And the best way is to be out. And certainly you do lose a little something, but you also gain stuff at the same time. You have music to play for that?
So, yeah, speaking of race, Eric Holder, Attorney General, was talking about the wave of police protests, and he said when asked about the progress America's made on race and dealing with that mistrust, he said simply, we as a nation have failed. I mean, and part of it is a lot of people pretending that, it doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it exists, but in a completely different way now. It's a way. Like they were saying in these emails that these people can star in the movies, make the money, but still they were being treated and acted and called upon for who they thought that they were because of their race. I'm a Jew, and I've had people say about it my whole life.
Yeah,
I've had people talk about me that my whole life about Jews behind my back because they didn't know I was Jewish.
Yeah,
because I don't fit the Jewish profile or whatever that looks. So I understand what people are saying with that.
The LAPD is going to be we're going to be the largest city to implement police body cameras in America.
Yay.
Certainly, we're all going to be better groomed now, including cops, because now we may be even more on camera.
I want a hot cop to pull me over because I need to be rescued.
Out of work actors probably purposely go through red lights here just to get a new headshot from the camera.
Well, that's how we get them. Not purposely. Yeah. Please.
Yeah. LAPD will give body cameras to 7,000 officers by summer 2015. So,
Isn't that cool? So something happened bad, and now something good has happened from it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do, too.
I really do. Then
I'm going to comb my hair every time I get in my car. You never know.
It's 16 photos when you go through one of those traffic lights. It's a fashion show.
Yes, exactly.
And then you're blinded because of all the flashes.
Oh, I'm not, because I'm used to the press.
The paparazzi. Yes.
Howard in Los Angeles, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Howard.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, baby. Go ahead.
I know you're talking about those subjects like prejudice and that, but I have something really important to talk about.
Okay.
3 things that are super important to my wife and myself are Jeopardy, Judge Judy, and of course, the Stephanie
And who?
Miller Show.
And the Stephanie Miller Show. Thank you. All right,
of course.
go ahead.
The other 2 I'm not so worried about.
Right, go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Judge Judy?
Jeopardy.
But anyway, go ahead. You wanted to make a point about about Jeopardy.
Yes, I did. And she's cranky, Judge Judy, but she's right on the money. Anyway, we are Jeopardy freaks. We watch, as often as we can. We tape it, and the Jeopardy's running 50 years. Once a season, they have like Kids Week. So they have 11 and 12-year-olds on there,
right?
And they make the questions a little easier, but they play the game, the same rules always. And of course, there's single Jeopardy, double Jeopardy, and then the very final round is Final Jeopardy.
Right.
And so in this particular instance, the kids were going along. It was near the end of the game, and one kid, the rules are if you have to have a positive score in order to take part in the Final Jeopardy round. You have to have positive dollars. And if one answered the question wrong, had like negative a couple $100, whatever.
So they couldn't go to Final Jeopardy.
And Alex, who can be a little condescending and haughty, obviously. But in this case,
I call that comedy, honey. That's comedy, and I need some of that. I can't take nice people on television. It's just too much.
But in this case, I had to say that Alex simply said, to the child, I'm sorry, young lady, you're in negative territory. So although you won't be able to take part in Final Jeopardy, you still will get $1,000 for being a third finisher.
Right.
Oh, God. When I lost as a kid, I lost. I mean, you're the bottom 3. You get $1,000. Here, you're number 64. Yay. God, this is such a great kid.
He was kind as Alex can be, and he wasn't mean or anything. And the kid didn't look happy, but didn't burst into tears or anything. And it was like, that's the show. And I could see why he got a little annoyed.
Sure, I could too.
Question that.
Yeah.
But what we didn't see was a stage mom who was trying to micromanage the situation.
It's the new term. It's called over-parenting.
Yeah. I'll take oversensitive germ wagon for 50, Alex. All right. Thank you, honey. Thank you for that story. 45 minutes after the hour, back to the remaining moments. Jason Stewart live in studio on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Over-parenting. Stop it.
If it sounds funny, don't touch that dial. It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Why, it's Fund Drive time. Hooray! It's time to get your year-end tax-deductible donation by giving to your network, Free Speech TV. Why, Jim is just finishing up some snacks. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which,
what?
You could have lunch with Mama and the Mooks for a tax-deductible $1,000 donation. It is wildly popular.
I've heard.
Yeah, lunch with Mama and the Mooks.
Yes.
We'll bring extra snacks as well. How about check this out? For $60, check these out. We will send the actual Koch brothers, Charles and David, actual coal. That's what they deserve this holiday season. Great way to not only support your network, Free Speech TV, but you can send a strong message to the Koch brothers. There you go. Oh, and you also get the Drink, Cry, Quit Stephanie Miller Show water bottle.
Those are popular.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. $120 donation. You get the Stephanie Miller Show wine set.